Good afternoon, and thank you so much for attending our webinar today. We appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedules to come and take a look at what QuoteWorld can do for you. Today is Thursday, January 16th, 2014, and this is QuoteWorld Templates Overview. In this webinar, we'll go into further detail on how to use templates for your proposals for your business and your client needs. My name is James, and I'm the Customer Support Manager here at QuoteWorld. So let's go and get started real quick. Here's an example of a template that I've created a proposal using this template. And we're going to talk about how to add sections, and we're going to talk about how to add content and change the look and the feel of the web version. Along with the web version, we also have a PDF versions that we can also set up and provide. And here's an example of a PDF version that I have created based on the template or the web version that we're seeing. And we'll go through that and kind of talk about all those different options and things and kind of take it from there. So let's go and start on QuoteRoller.com. You know, if you're new to QuoteRoller, or if you take some time to kind of look at these things, we do have an option here called templates. This is QuoteRoller.com/templates or /proposal templates, excuse me. And in here are all the public templates that are available inside of your QuoteRoller account. Now, you can click on these to view a web version of them, and if you like them, you can add them to your account or use them for your account, modify them, change them up, however you want to do that, or you can simply create your own. So when you have a few moments, definitely go up to QuoteRoller.com and click on templates at the top. So we're going to go ahead and close out and log into QuoteRoller here. And please note that, remember, this webinar is for templates. We do have another staff available, Spencer. He's in the background. He'll be answering questions throughout the webinar, and we also be doing a live Q&A session after the presentation. So we're going to jump right in. We're going to talk about templates. So first, you have a couple different options with templates. You have My Templates and you have All Templates. And I recommend that you go into All Templates. These are the same templates that you're going to find on our website, but these will be able to use them and view them inside of your account. So make sure we have 3 pages of these. Make sure you kind of go through those. And let's say, for example, if we want to use the sponsor proposal template, we do have this option to include to My Templates. When you do that, then you'll have the option to edit them or modify them. Okay? So I'm going to go back to templates real quick here. And go to My Templates, and I'm going to go ahead and click on the template that I'll be working on, we'll be talking about today. So what we have here is the thing called the template overview. And what this is, this will provide you all the information of what you can do about this template. First, we have Back to My Templates. They'll take you back 1 page. We have Edit Content, which will allow you to change the content of the template. That'll be used for your proposals, and we'll talk about that. Delete template. If you ever want to delete a template, you can do that. However, I don't necessarily recommend that because we do not provide a maximum number of templates that you can have in your system. Copy as new. If you do like a template that you've used and you want to copy that and maybe change it or modify it a little bit, you can use that option. And then we also have Change Design. And here is where you can change the look and the feel of the template and proposal that you'll be using, and we'll talk about that and see how that all works out. So first, let's go ahead and edit content. Now, with edit content, first is you have the name of the template, so you can specify what the template is used for. And then over on the right, we have sections. And think of sections as pages within your proposal. So that's really the first thing that I'd recommend people do is kind of put out the sections of what information they want to show. For example, I have 4 sections that I have added here. I have Introduction, About Us, Fees, and Terms and Conditions. And you can always move around sections like that as well. And then with each section, what we're doing here is going to create content by using the content blocks. And we'll talk about each one of those. So first here, for example, in the Introduction section, I've added this content block, a text block, and we'll go through that and see how that works. So first is we have the name of the block called the block header. Now this is like a subsection within a section or a subtitle. And you can name this whatever you want. and then also you have the option to hide or show that, so in the case you didn't want to do that. And then below that we have the editor, and this is what is called as what you see is what you get editor, or WYSIGY editor. Now there's a lot of different options and things that you can do within this editor, such as, if, for example, if you wanted to upload a picture, you can click on image, for example. Give me 1 second here. Let's say we wanted to add an image. You click on image, for example. You click on choose file from your computer. You choose the file. You click open, and then you click on upload. And then what this is going to do for you, this can kind of give you a preview of that image, and then you can play around with for the width and the height of the image. Now, because of how the quote roller system is laid out on the web version, I recommend that you do not exceed 600 pixels wide for any images. And you also have the different options for alignment as well. So I'm going to hit cancel here because we don't want to add this image because I've already added one. Next is what we want to talk about is the text. Of course, in the information that you want to provide to your client, we have the editor where you can type in all your information in, or if you have an existing document such as a PDF or Word document, you would want to use one of these 3 buttons. So what you would do is you copy your text from that source, let's say it's from Word, you click on this button and you paste it into this box and click OK. And the reason why you would want to do that is because this will remove all that extra word formatting that's in the background of Word documents. Or like I said, you can type all the information out. Along with the different types of text, of course, we have bold and we have italics and underlines, superscripts. You can change the color, the background color if you even want to do that, and even the size. You have your different formatting options or style options if you want it centered or if you want it right aligned. We have bullets by numbers and bullets and so forth. These yellow things that you see here, these things are called tokens. And this is something what I really recommend that you look into in using these. And what this is a piece of code that you can add to auto-insert information. So, for example, when you're creating a proposal, you have to choose a company. Well, this template here will automatically know that it's going to insert the company name because I used this token. You can simply do that by clicking on the yellow T, and we have the 4 different tabs here. So we have all the sender information. This is all your information who is sending the proposal. We have the client information, which is all part of the clients that you can set up. We have the pricing information that has to do with the prices that you've included within your pricing table of your proposal. And, of course, the proposal itself, a couple of different options, including the proposal name. You can do the currency. You can do the current date. The quote numbers a lot of people use is they like to add the quote number within that. So tokens are a great way in order to help you save time instead of manually adding that information in during the proposal process. Use tokens to have that autofill that information in. Next is we want to talk about our tables. Tables is a great way to show information regarding plans or product packages or any of that type of stuff that you have, and that simply can be used by the table button here. First, you have your table properties where you specify out the number of rows and the number of columns, your widths, and all different options there. So definitely take a look at that. Really, really cool feature. Underneath this, of course, is we have hyperlinks. So if you ever needed to link to another website or some other information, you can do that. All you simply have to do is highlight a piece of text like this, click on the little button that says link, and it'll open up the editor for the link. And, of course, you have to specify the URL address. So, for example, this link is going to quoteroller.com/pricing. But more importantly, what you want to look at here is the target of how this information is going to be used. So if you have it set by the default like this, what's going to happen is that when your client clicks on that link, it's going to take them out of the proposal within that website. Well, what I like to do is set this to new window. So when somebody clicks on that link, it opens up a new window instead of the same window that they're in. So that's the text block, a lot of great information in there, how to set that up and everything else. So I'm going to hit cancel here because we don't want to make any changes to this. Next is I'm going to go to the About Us section. And then you'll see here I've added more text, but I've also had these other types of blocks called the gallery block. And what a gallery block is, this is used to show off high-definition images on the web version of the proposal. And it puts a little square box in there, and then when your clients click on that, a big window will show up. And I went ahead and called this the About Us gallery. If you want to do that for your images, all you would have to do is click on Upload a New Image, choose it from your computer, and upload it. We do have this option for PDF content because these high-definition images cannot show on the PDF. If you want to add additional content in for the PDF instead of that, you can do that from there. Next is we have the HTML block, which is this one. And the HTML block is designed, you can create your own Word and text and all that type of stuff if you're an HTML guru, but a lot of people use this option to embed other services. For example, I have a slideshare.net service that's out there that our CEO, Makita, created a presentation about Quote Roller, and I used the embed code from that service and just dropped that in. The other thing is, of course, is on the PDF content down here, the HTML code will not show in the PDF, so that's why we need to add some additional information about that. Next is we have the video block. This is an amazing way to show off your products, your services, your company, your area, and so forth by using video. And that's simply, you give it a name and then use them from the YouTube video or the Vimeo video, for example. You can use their code that they can provide to you and drop it right down in here. And I would recommend a good size is 560 pixels wide for videos. Below that, of course, you have the PDF content, and all I do here is if you want to watch this video, I just add the link to that video. Next is we have, I'm going to go to the fees section real quick. Next is we have the price table, and this is one thing that you do need in order to show your pricing information that you create in step 2 is a price table block. The price table block is the placeholder for where that pricing table is going to go. Most people put this in a fees or prices section. However, you can add it to any section, however, but you can only have one price table right now. Our teams are working on a multiple pricing table option here, but as for right now, we only have the one. So when you add that price table block, you have some options here. The first is if you're using the catalog price list, you can automatically insert that information using that. But more importantly, we have the table layout options. First is we have the default, and it looks like this. So this is what your pricing table will look like inside of your proposal. You have the options for images, and you have all the full headers as name, description, price, and quantity, and subtotal. Plus, this is also configurable, and you can change the background color and the font color of these headers as well. And I'll show you how to do that. The other option here is we have the simple layout, and that looks like this, and this is a pretty stripped down version. It's not really configurable. You cannot add images or it has any of the extra headers. That's why I like using the default one better, but it's certainly your choice of what you'd like to do there. Next is we have the PayPal block. This is what this is here. In a PayPal, this is a way for you to do prepayments before the acceptance of the quote. So if you have that option for your clients where they can do a prepayment, PayPal is a perfect choice. All it have you do is add the name of the block itself of what will show, and then we have the email address of who is getting paid, so that'd be your PayPal account. Then we have the amount that you would want to do for a prepay, and then the currency. Next is we have page break blocks, and this is what this thing is. And a page break block, basically all it does, it tells the PDF to do a break and go to the next page. And what I recommend is that you add a page break block to each section that you have in order to help split that information out. So for example, on the introduction, I have a PDF page break. On the About Us section that scroll all the way down to the bottom, there's a PDF page break. Fees and terms and conditions and so forth. Finally, we have the signature block, and that's what this is. Now, if you use the Quote Roller e-signature option, when your client signs the document through the web version, When that's all said and done, you can download the PDF version and view their signature. So where you can have multiple signatures within your document or within your template as well. So if you want to have one underneath introduction or maybe another one underneath terms and conditions, you can do that. However, that will only, when they sign it, their signature will show up in all those places where you've added the signature. If you wanted to add your own signature, for example, that is something you would have to create on your computer and then upload with a picture to one of these text blocks and so forth. One of the best features that we do have about Quote Roller is this thing called the content library. And what this is used for, this is used to help you save all your content information to be used again in other proposals or other templates. So let's say, for example, you create this amazing looking text block and you want to save this to be used again and again and again. Well, what you would do is click on Edit, because you're editing the block, and then down on the lower left-hand side, you have this button called Add to Library. Well, when you click on that button, it's going to save this block to the content library, which is right here. And when you click on that, you notice the content library window opens. You can do this for text, video, gallery, and HTML. And what you'll see here, I've added just this new one that shows at the bottom. So if I ever want to add this into a template or a proposal, all I would have to do is click Add, close this window, and there it is. So think about using the content library. It's a fantastic feature, the way to help you save time, especially if you're in a team environment and you have your salespeople using Quote Roller to send out proposals. Definitely make sure of the content library. Go ahead and remove that. So I'm going to click Cancel here because we don't want to necessarily make any changes. The next thing we want to talk about is change design, and that's right here. Give me a few seconds while we get this loaded up. Now, unlike edit content where you actually put in the content that you want to send out to your customers, the change design is actually how you change the look and the feel of the web version and the PDF version of your proposals. So first, on the upper left-hand side, we have web theme. And what that is, this changes what the web version will look like. Right now, we have two versions. We have the classic view, which will look like this. You'll notice that the table of contents is on the right-hand side. You have one green accept proposal plus this bar at the top. However, this one is configurable for your background color. Okay. The other one is the modern theme. And the modern theme is the one that I like the best for the simple fact that it's a little more better laid out. You have your table of contents on the left-hand side. You have two big green accept a proposal buttons. We have the discuss button for your client to contact you if you have any questions about that. And all around, I just like this one a little bit better. We are working on adding more of these in the future, but as for right now, we have those two options. Below that, we have the PDF theme. And think of the PDF themes as color combinations for your PDF. However, you can provide your own colors and so forth. And within your account, you'll have about 6 or 7 different options in there, or like I said, you can create your own. Below that, you have PDF page backgrounds. Now, this is a fantastic option if you wanted to create your own custom cover pages, which is a cover page on the PDF, and then the inner pages on the PDF. And for example, here, I'm going to show you my PDF. I have created a custom cover page. Give me a few seconds while I get this loaded up. Make sure we all get fully connected here. Hang on. Okay, thank you. So here's the custom cover page that we have. So I've uploaded my own big logo. This is where the name of the proposal or the template is going to go, also known as the document caption. We have this information here, the prepared for and created by information, which is the meta information, which we'll talk about. And then you'll notice here on the secondary page, I created a background image using the PDF page backgrounds that I've added my own little Quote Roller logo. Okay. Let me show you an example of a blank cover that I recommend that we use, and that looks like this. What we have is, what you do is you start off with a blank image. You start off with an image of 800 pixels wide by 1130 pixels tall. That's a blank image. Then what you do is you add your logo to that image. Save that as one master file, and then upload that here underneath PDF page backgrounds. And that's right over here. Upload. So definitely a great way to professionalize your PDF versions. If you have any further questions about that, you're always welcome to reach out to us as well. Below that, we have the PDF settings. First is we have the show document header, which is going to put the name of the template or proposal on the top right of the PDF. We have the show document footer, of course. That's going to be the gray line in a number that shows on the bottom of each page of the PDF, except for the cover page. We have the show logo on a cover page. This is if you upload your own logo underneath your settings, you can use this. However, the logo is going to be kind of small. That's why I recommend that you use your own and use your own background cover page. And then, of course, if you don't want to use the cover page at all, you can have this option to turn it off. Below that we have all the different options now, how we can make the changes in color, style, and size of the different fonts or different information that's going to be showed within your template and proposal. First is the document of caption, of course. This, like I said, this is going to be the name of the proposal on the PDF. The document meta, that's going to be that prepared for and created by information. You can modify that. We have that section header, and this will actually affect the web version and the PDF version. Remember those sections that we created called introduction and so forth? Well, that's right here. And you can modify the style, the size, and the color. Next, we have those block headers. Remember those text blocks that we've added, or those gallery blocks? We can give it a name. That's how you can modify that information. And that will also change in the web version and on the PDF version. We have the text section here. This will modify all the text that you have added within your account. So if you want to spruce that up a little bit, you're certainly welcome to do that. Then, of course, we have the table headers. This will change the background color of the header, and then the text that you use, it changes to that. So that's another great way to spice up your pricing tables that you have added. And then finally, we have the Edit Custom CSS. Now, within here, if there's any custom CSS gurus that are out there, you're certainly welcome to use this and to make any modifications or changes that you would need with that. There's a lot of different ways and things that you can do, including if you want to remove fields like the price field for some reason or the quantity field. You can certainly do that with custom CSS. A lot of different options are out here, and we do have some great FAQ examples, which I'll talk about a little bit later, of how you can use that as well. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Back to Template here. So now that we covered the template of all the things that we can do, including the edit content, we can do the change design, I want to show you a couple different options, things that you can do, and then we'll go ahead and create a proposal based upon this template. So what I'm going to do here is going to click on Settings at the top of the screen, and this will take you into your account settings, of course, and please make sure that you go through here and make sure all your information is up to date. Once you go into what we talked about is go on Logo and Colors. Now, if you're using that classic web version of the template, here's where you can modify the color or the background color of your account and with that classic template. And in here's where you can also upload your logo that will show on your template as well, in your proposals as well, right here. Okay. So I'm going to go into proposals now real quick, and I'm going to click on Create a Proposal. I'm going to go give the name of the proposal. Now I'm going to talk, and the reason why I'm doing this is because I want to talk about the different options now that we now have to create your proposals. So first is you can always start off as a blank proposal, and basically what this means is that step 3 is going to be edit, or it's going to be blank. and you can create your own content right from there. If you hit the drop-down menu, it's going to show My Templates. So these are all the templates that I have in my account, including the one that we worked on. But if you scroll all the way down, you'll also see All Templates. So these are all the public templates that are available within your account, and you can use them from this way as well. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that template right there because that's the one we want to use. I'm going to go and type in my name of the person I'm going to go and send it to. Please make sure you have the little checkbox next to that. I'm going to click on Next Step, go to the pricing table, and I'm simply going to use the price list to repopulate all this information. And then here's all my information. Go to the next step, which is the step 3, which is the edit. Now, of course, what you see here is the exact same template that we were working on under templates, but now we have it within this proposal. And the reason why we do that here still is because, let's say you need to make some simple modifications or changes to this template, or excuse me, to this proposal that you're using. But, that's part of the reasons why you would want to use tokens, right? So you can auto-fill in that information instead of retyping in that information for each one. Also, make sure remember you do have the option for the content library. So if you do add some blocks to of content, you can do that here and add them into your proposal as well. And I'm going to go and click on Next Step. And we're just going to go here, of course, all the information about the proposal, the information you can send out. And I'm going to go and just click on Save as Sent, so we make sure this one is sent. And I'm going to use this link over here to grab a copy of that because I didn't send it out to my customer. I'm just going to do this manually. And here we are, the template that we've used. So, of course, we have here the sections that we have built. So that looks like that. Oh, forgot to add that one out of there. See how easy that is? Make sure you take that one out of there if you use that. The About Us section, of course, where it has all the information for About Us. So remember that gallery block that I was telling you about where you upload that image? See, this is what happens when somebody clicks on that. High definition image. And it's really good showpiece for that. Give a few extra seconds here. There it is. So you can see how you could use that. You can use for about your area, about your products or your services that you do, examples that you've done in the past. Lots of different ways to use those galleries. Below that, of course, is the HTML block that I've added, and this is that slide share slide that I was telling you about. And this is how this works. And then the best thing about it it keeps it inside of this window. They don't have to go to another location. For example, that's how that works and so forth, like that. And then, of course, the video. Once again, this is a video that I've embedded from YouTube, and all they have to do is click on the play link, and there it is. Once again, they don't have to go out to YouTube. They don't have to go out to another site. Everything is right there inside of the web version. Scroll back at the top up here. I'm going to my fees section. So here's, of course, is the pricing table that we've added, right? And here's where, remember we talked about, you can change the font if you wanted to do that. You can change the background color of the table. You can change the color of the text that is shown. So a lot of different ways to, modify it and professionalize it for you and your business. Here's an example of that PayPal block that I've added. So if your customer wants to do that, all they would have to do is click that link to make a PayPal payment. And then the next time that they visit this proposal, it will say paid instead of the amount due. And then, of course, the terms and conditions. The last part of the text that we've done. One thing I always like to do, and it helps me to get better click-throughs or better acceptance, is, provide a little information to your client of what they need to do next in order if they want to continue the service with you. And so what I do is I just add, if you're ready to agree to this proposal and ready to continue to the next step, please click on the green Accept Proposal button. There's nothing wrong with providing them a little information of what they need to do next. And all they would have to do is click on Accept Proposal, which we'll do here. Because I do have the right signature one set up on here, I'm not using the e-signature one, or ours, but that's how you can get that accepted, better click-through rates. So once again, the templates, let me go back here real quick. Templates are a great way in order to help you save time in the long run. You know, make sure you set up your templates, have multiple different templates available, and then use those templates as you create, so when you create your proposals to help yourself save some time. We're going to go ahead and through here now, and we're going to open up to live Q&A for some questions that we have. And we'll talk about, and we'll kind of take it from there. There's a question, is there any plans to include a spell checker within Quote Roller? Yeah, this is something that we're definitely talk about. You can also use, you know, depending on which web browser that you're using. I personally use, this is Google Chrome. However, you can also use Mozilla Firefox, and both of those web browsers do have a checker inside of the browser itself. So if you enable that, that might be able to help you with that. Question, if you insert inline CSS and HTML blocks, does it override the CSS classes for that section only? To be honest with you, I'm not 100% sure. CSS is unique to how to do that. If you have any specific questions about custom CSS, please reach on out to us and we can help you out with that. Right now we don't unfortunately have the option to delete PDF themes. This is something that we're working on. The best thing I can suggest that you do is just rename them to a new version like final. Is there a question of any way to hide section titles? Yes, there is a way to do that, and that is by using custom CSS code. So let me kind of break that down for you how that works. So here we are in Quote Roller, right? Now on this main pane, down on the lower right down here, you have an FAQ. So if you go ahead and click on that FAQ, this is going to open up the window to our FAQ section. Over on the left-hand side, we have the different categories that we have, and I always recommend people starting at Getting Started. And what this will do for you, give some explanation about Quote Roller. You can download the full user manual if you want that. Plus, we'll have recordings of our webinars as here as well. But because of the custom CSS is because inside of templates, all we have to do in the search bar here is type in custom CSS, hit enter. And right here is going to give you some excellent examples of different types of custom CSS code. And one of these here, there's going to be an option to remove section names from proposals if you don't want to use that. So definitely use FAQs. A lot of great information out here, and this is always up to date and current with any new enhancements or changes that we'll be making. There's a question to implement Stripe. This is something that we have talked about. We're still in development or enhancement side of that, talking about that. Is there any way to change the cover more than it's possible now? It all depends on what you want there, John. Please reach out to us and we can answer any specific questions about that. Question about pipe drive and integrations. Once again, this webinar is really based upon our templates. If you have questions about our integrations, once again, look at our FAQ. It has all the information about pipe drive or all the integrations that we have, or you can always contact us. The question about this webinar will be recorded. Yes, we will be recording this webinar and be posted on our FAQ. Question is, I like the template. Where can I get it? Well, this is a template that I have created specifically for my account. That is something that we can talk about. Please reach out to me through emailing us, but you can do that by using the help/questions button. Send us an email, and we can talk about that. Just be a few more moments with me. Question, where are the webinars? Yes, they're found on the FAQ and then on the Getting Started section. few more moments here. There's a lot of different ways in order to customize the different templates inside of the theme, and that can be done by custom CSS, but depending on what it is, once again, please reach out to us, and any specific questions that you have, we can answer there. All right, well, I thank everybody for joining our webinar today. We hope you found this informative. Here at Quote Roller, we like feedback from our customers. So if you have any questions, concerns, things maybe we can do differently, please use this help the questions button in the upper right. Send us an email, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. Well, once again, we thank you so much for attending, and then as always, we thank you for being part of Quote Roller, and have a fantastic day. Take care. Bye-bye.